Man, as I promised you, we have a living legend in the studio. And the best I can do is just say the name. I will just make him introduce himself, man.
What up?
Hey,
What up? It's your boy Navio.
Hey, welcome.
Ugandans, we come with the energy. It's like, what is that? Is he okay? Yeah, no, I'm good. Navio.
Hey, welcome
Good?
to Trace FM,
yeah,
man.
Great to be here. Finally.
Hey.
I've been excited about all the shows on here.
Yeah.
I've been listening in from UG. Mm-hmm. Yeah, great to be here.
It's a pleasure having you here.
Thank you.
So I understand you came in today.
Yes, yeah, fresh off of flight.
So we have you here first time.
Yes, and Yuko is merciless
Yeah.
with our time. So straight to radio. But yeah, no, we like to keep a busy schedule. So
what's brought you to the 254?
The 254 brand new album.
Yeah.
It's called Vibes Out the East. Mm-hmm. This is my 6th studio album.
Yeah.
Already got 60 awards for the first 5 albums.
Yeah.
We trying to get some more for this one. I went number 1 in Uganda when it came out 23rd of September.
Yeah.
And that was really cool to, displace some of the greats. Had to tell DJ Khaled, you know what I mean? Excuse me. You know what I mean? Had to tell that Rapaholics album.
Yeah.
Excuse me for a second, but that's from the Click as well.
All right, let's start from the genesis of this all.
Yes.
Like your love for music. Please,
Yes.
when did it start? Because it's a pretty young age.
Yeah. I think probably like 10 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 years old. Just started rapping, experimenting with bars, which I didn't know was weird at that point. But that was the first time I think I really felt a love for doing it more than just listening to it.
Where did
because
the
I listened too
inspiration
much.
and the love for it start? Like before the 10 years? Because it must have started somewhere.
Absolutely. No, parents. My parents and my brother and sister, heavy into music. Whatever was popping at the time, both local and international, they were all over it. My dad with all the classic Ugandan music as well, which has now shaped a lot of the hits that I have, which is great, kind of touching and going back to the roots of what Uganda music is about. And then on my mom's side, straight commercial. Whitney Houston, Yvonne Chaka Chaka, you know what I mean? That was her mode. So kind of a mesh up of all of that, trying to keep it versatile but stay real to what I love, which is hip hop. That kind of developed from there. And then Clear Cut happened, when we were 14, 15 years old.
Wait. You're taking us too fast.
Yes.
And then, the love started all the way to 10 years old.
Yes.
Yep. Hope Mukasa.
Yes.
You see, you're skipping it. You're taking us too fast.
Wow. Research. Yes. Hope Mukasa, in a legendary band from the 70s and 80s, started his own studio. Allows us to come and start recording. After my mother hears me rapping at 10 years old, she's like, oh my goodness, you have to put that down if that's yours. I'm like, yes, man. Are you sure? Yeah, it's mine. So, head down to the studio called Bava Studios, which is Hope Makasa's. And she's like, listen to this kid. And so I bust my rhymes. And there was a young, very, very young intern in there. He was about 16, 17 years old, and he agreed to record me. As he was leaving for the States, he was late to get on a flight, but he still agreed to record me. And now he's a millionaire many times over in dollars. He's called Steve Jean.
Okay.
Yeah, he has one of the biggest production houses out of UG right now, and he agreed to record me. So he can see talent from a mile.
Do you still remember the song?
Why? The myth is here, by the way. The myth is like, yes.
I'm with you on that one.
I remember a couple bars.
What were you rapping at 10 years old, man?
I don't give jack because I'm a daddy Mac and I'm coming in with the shack attack.
Okay.
Better watch your back. Don't slack. Cause I'm the Miggity Mac. Listen.
Okay, you had it.
It was
10 years
you know
old.
what I mean? Okay. Thank you. No.
Amazing. So you went to school. You started off in Entebbe.
Yes, I was in Entebbe. Started off there. It was pretty hardcore Christian vibes. Up for nursery, and then switched to another school in Entebbe, and then came to Kenya. So it was kind of during the time when Uganda was getting back on its feet from the Civil War. So we had, originally my family had run away. I don't like saying run away. Fled? No, that's not good. Exiled. My father got into a bit of an issue with a dictator called Idi Amin. And Kenya opened up its arms and allowed my family to hide here for a while.
So we can say Kenya was primary education
Absolutely.
before?
And my birthplace. I was born here.
Ooh.
So during that time, my mother was pregnant when we came here. So I was born here. My first couple years were out here.
Yeah.
And that's why I dropped so many bars that Kenyans understand.
Then you went to
vibe
South
with.
Africa.
Yes.
You just kept leveling up.
Yeah, from danger to danger.
Hey.
Yeah, I feel
South Africa just became dangerous.
The robbery to justice. We don't rob with justice. Yes. Anyway,
South Africa.
I went to SA. Amazing time there. Learned so much from a lot of the greats out there. And my battle started. We had set up Clear Cut.
Yeah.
That was when we were like 15, 16. Blew up with Clear Cut off our first couple of singles.
Wait, is that when you guys were getting like $1,000 during the whole weekend?
Yeah, it was crazy. So we were 14. Yeah, we were 14 years old. Yeah,
Yo,
so
what were you doing with all that money?
The Myth. We were blowing it.
We'd give it to the parents.
Oh yeah?
We'd give it to the parents.
Come on, you can just tell us the
We'd help
truth.
out school fees a little bit, help out here.
It's really honest. We had we were 14.
Yeah, cell phones.
we just give it to the parents. And
All right, before we get right into it, please, people can just listen. Wanasikia tu sauti yako, I'm sorry, but they don't know who's talking.
oh, hey, what's up, guys? My name is The Myth. I'm here. We're here. Vote. Trace. Yeah. Listen, like we said, we just landed, so
Yeah.
we're still slightly.
So how did you guys meet? Like, tell us how you actually came to meet.
So we have someone in the group called Abba Lang. He's known as Lang Man, and we call him the missing link.
Okay.
So he was in school here in Kenya with me and JB, who were two other members of the group.
Yeah.
And then he shifted from here and went back to school in Uganda. Yeah, in a very dangerous school called Hillside with The Myth. And see how dangerous he looks. The Myth and Papito,
Yeah.
who's like the linguist in the crew.
In the group,
Raps in French, Swahili, Spanish. So when we came back on holiday,
Yeah.
Abba was like, "Yo, I've got some guys in my school. They're crazy, out of this world." Myth was also light years ahead of us by that point.
Yeah.
Maybe still is, but it was just one of those meetups where the vibe was right.
Yeah.
And we're 14, 15-year-old kids, you know what I mean? So there's no pretending at that age.
Yeah.
And when we got on stage, it just worked. So I think
it worked and it stuck.
Yeah. And the good thing about hip hop is I think you're really putting your real self out there on the songs. So as you're listening to someone, you're learning about them.
Yeah.
And you're hanging out with them.
Yeah.
And you're shooting basketball together.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So I think the relationship really just developed, quicker than most.
You're
and,
basically fam at that point.
Yeah, what was it, 2 years ago? 22 years ago.
Well, 2 years.
Even Geeks is like, what?
So the group consisted of
5 members.
The Myth, myself.
Yes.
Navio.
Yeah.
Langman, who connected us.
Yeah.
JB.
Yeah.
And Papito.
So at that point, you guys are battling guys like Zeus, the late Pro Kid.
No. So
not yet.
Initially we're
Was this
battling
you?
each other.
Yes.
Oh.
In the clubs, we would just like meet up and be like, "Yo, listen," and just rap in each other's ear.
Yeah.
While the music is playing.
Yeah.
Then he would rap. It would be back and forth.
Yeah.
with
Okay,
me
so
and
who
him.
used to bid? Who was the better? Come on, there has to be the better.
Listen.
Don't be.
Listen, I was on my
Yeah.
sports take. I just want to throw that out there. I was really concentrating. I was playing a lot of sports. Okay, basketball.
And I was a writer.
Yeah. So
I
you know
think,
who was.
yeah.
You know what I mean.
So what's the best?
But I learned quickly.
Yeah.
I played to my strength as well.
Yeah.
Which was just being versatile and having an open mind, an open ear. So yeah, man, I learned a lot from every group member.
What are some of the best memories you have as a group? Like when you guys sit down, you're like, can you remember?
Well, when we first got nominated for the Cora Awards, we are now 15 years old. We don't know what's happening. We're flown to South Africa.
Yeah.
And
First class.
Oh. And we meet the greats, right? Gerald Levert before he passed away.
Yeah.
Your Kofi Olomides, your Willow Longomas, Mendoza, and they're all happy to see this young crop of kids.
Oliver Mutukutsi.
Yeah, all of them. It was amazing because you've heard these people growing up with your parents.
Yeah.
The parents are playing the music, and here they are, tapping you on the shoulder and saying, keep going, rap for me.
Your work,
yeah. So as a 15-year-old, you're like, oh, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. But so that moment for us at the Cora Awards was incredible. And since then, the thing is that since then, it's like you get done with that, then the next year you're on a 4-country tour in Western Africa.
Ooh.
Yeah. The touring.
As teenagers.
Yeah, and doing also, like the bus trips.
Yeah.
It's like
As a
planes, trains.
Did it ever get to your head?
Yeah, I mean, this one time I talked about it earlier today. The bus ride from Accra. There were no flights those days between Accra. Well, there was, but the plane looked like a bike with wheels, with wings on. So from Accra, I think, to like Bobo Dioulasso and Ouagadougou in Burkina Faso.
Yeah.
It's kind of semi through a desert vibe.
Yeah.
And it's 24 hours.
Yeah.
So you go 24 hours. We perform in Bobo Dioulasso. Actually, we perform in Accra. Get on a bus 24 hours to Bobo Dioulasso. Then 6 hours to Ouagadougou. 6 hours back, 24, and then we get back on our little first class plane. So it was those days where things were still jumbled up.
Yeah.
You couldn't just charter jets wherever.
Wherever you wanted to go. Yeah.
But yeah, those shows taught us a lot about you're in a market. People don't speak your language. Can your vibe, can your performance, can your flow win over the crowd? You know what I mean? So we learned a lot in those times.
So what are some of the big opportunities that came from the Cora Awards?
I mean, I think with any continental award show, or just on any I think with any award show, like whenever you're placed there and you're nominated with all these people and you're looking and you're like, wow, this guy's profile is so huge. The time you get back to your country, first of all, when we got back, Uganda they were like, these are our boys. These are our guys. They were very welcoming. Yeah. Initially, it might have been an issue, but they were very welcoming when we got back. But then I think what opened then was now you're on tours. We met Kul and the gang. They were trying to do an Africa tour. We met them and they were like, okay, so we're putting you as one of the openers. Unfortunately, I think something happened with that. But, these people were saying, hey, we're working with you. Yeah. We want to work with you. We want to get this done. Yeah. Which was just amazing for us. Like, again, you have to remember it's 14, 15, 16 years.
Very young.
We're still in high school.
Now, at that time, being hip hop artists in Uganda, those two, at that time, there's what was the journey? How did you come to?
Weirdly enough, hip hop and raga reggae were pretty evenly matched when we started. Especially if you were dope.
And hip hop was getting the bigger bag.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, hip hop were, as far as like artists, I think we were the first guys to get that. Yeah. Like really paid off the music, and the performances. So hip hop was kind of evenly matched. But what you had was we were such a young generation of rappers coming in. Everyone from the lyricals to the batakas to the urban lives it was such a young crop of rappers coming up. Yeah. Everybody had to go back to school. It's like the time came when everybody ran away for 4 years, which kind of left the guys who had already graduated, the bebes, bobbies, chameleons, kind of left them open to take over the charts, and that's exactly what they did. So you still have a huge fan base, and I think one way you can judge it is that when a rapper throws a show, it's still packed. Even if they talk about, Raga's running it. When a rapper throws a show, he's still selling out, man, it's kind of a misconception that's happened in the industry, but definitely we're a party town. Yeah. You can party to some hip hop songs.
So Nairobi, Uganda, which is which party is more?
You guys,
what's the difference?
Two words.
You guys. No, I think the difference is, I think Kenya, you guys stop.
Like we stop.
You stop. You say, okay,
It's time to
let's go work.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We don't know
you
how
guys
to do
can
that.
do it continuously.
Nyege ended on Sunday, but people left on Monday.
But Kenyans showed up. I think the relationship between Ugandans and Kenyans is
too
crazy.
close.
Yeah, it's too crazy.
Because I think we party. You guys drink a lot. And we dance a lot.
So the two kind of
it finds a middle ground. You guys can get lit and watch us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Do
that's
cartwheels or something.
How's Nyege Nyege? You were headlining.
Yes, it was amazing. Man, amazing crop of like new acts that I've never seen. People from all over the world performing.
Yeah.
I think it was 6 stages. Every every imaginable type of food under there. Cultures coming together.
Yeah.
You could buy stuff from different tribal people, and then you had 10 million 10 million tons of water rushing past the event in the river now.
The Etanda Falls.
The Etanda Falls are right there. So
monumental place.
It's really, I can't believe they got permission for that. It's really an amazing place for the event to have happened. And people enjoyed themselves, man. It was crazy. When I got on stage as well, I have to say, like, top energy.
Yeah.
In the last 2 years, I've never burnt energy like that. It was supposed to be a 30-minute set.
It was an experience, huh?
Yeah, and I remember turning around to these guys like, hey, how long do we have? They're like, you've been going for an hour 15. They're like, you've been going for an hour 10. I was like, what? Pull up. I also need to enjoy. So yeah, that was dope.
All right, before we come to the commercial bit, when you came back to East Africa, before you left South Africa,
yes,
Ruckus.
Yes.
Ruckus.
Dropped it. Absolutely.
Tell us about that. Even the creation process.
Yeah, I mean, I had to, back then, now I was back in school, right? Proper.
Yeah.
But people, the name was still there, the brand was still there. We were known as those battle guys who would sort of manage to go commercial as well, get respect in Africa.
Yeah.
So literally in holidays, we were trying to map out little quick tours we could do, and as well as that, the collaborations.
Yeah.
When I came out of school, I had like 2 weeks, half time or whatever. I had 1 week or 2 weeks, so I had to make sure that I'm dropping a hit, something that's going to hold me over until the next holiday, right? So that came up in that crop of songs.
And it did the thing.
Oh my goodness. It did the thing. Had Two-Face, who was the biggest artist on the continent at that point. He had African Queen, out at that point, and he called up like, hey, I want the remix, of that. So we did the remix with Two-Face and Dibia back in the day. Big shout outs to him. And Clear Cut jumped on that as well, as they were the biggest rap group in Africa at the time.
Yeah.
So very, very dope experience. And all of those songs built us up, and the rotation around the continent was insane.
All right, so why did you guys break up?
No,
Break up.
we didn't break up.
You did what?
I did know. This is what you put in there. What are we doing here? No, I think what happened is, like, for instance, the success of a Ruckus. I wasn't in the country. 2 other members were not in the country because further studies.
Yeah.
So when I came back, that's how we got on the remix.
Yeah.
So I think because people weren't seeing us together like they always did, because we were always together, people thought, okay, they've definitely broken up.
Yeah.
Now and then he starts doing solo projects. Then I come back and I start doing solo projects, launch a t-shirt line, and all this type of stuff starts happening.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, so now they've definitely broken up. But we haven't broken up.
Yeah.
It's just
Geography.
Yeah.
Simple and plain.
Yeah, we got one member in the States, one member in Canada, Germany.
Ooh.
One is just in Tanzania.
Yeah. So
But
so
he's in where there's no phone connection.
Yeah.
He's like
He's a hermit.
This is a stretch, but are we going to get anything
from the
in
team?
The future?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
No, I think we've always managed to do something.
Every 2-3 years.
Yeah.
We've always managed to do something.
Yeah.
Recently we were in studio, all of us. Well, not physically.
Oh, yeah.
Him and I were in studio. The other sent in verses.
Okay.
So we still have that. I think technology has helped out a lot. We still have that moment where it's like, oh hey, this is a beat, I need verses.
Yeah.
And the team comes in. So we still have that, but we can say it? Can we say it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so we're working on something.
We
Yeah.
are, we
As
are.
a team.
And not to scare you further,
Okay.
but we just went to the studio as well with Blue 3, another classic East African Yeah. Have they been a bigger girls group on the continent?
No.
In Blue 3?
I think, has there been a girls group apart from them?
Yeah, there was the two girls from
Kenya.
Angola or something.
Which girls
From Kenya, there's Tattoo.
Tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was mad.
Yeah, there was girls from Gal Level.
Gal Level, that was big. But Blue 3 was something else. There was
so that's before the end of the year.
Whoa.
See what happened.
I mean, we gotta get the budgets together.
Now we're pushing votes. We're pushing vibes out the east.
Yes, vibes out the east. Yeah, that's
okay. We're all for that. Now, how many albums have you dropped since then?
As a group, we have 4. He has. This is what, 6?
This is the 6th.
This is 6. I have 3 in the can.
Yeah.
But 3 mixtapes as well.
Yeah.
I do like a lot of the rapper things. So I have a lot of mixtapes.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes,
thank God somebody does it.
And I think sometime this year I have an EP. He doesn't want me to release the EP though.
Yeah.
Let's find out why.
We need to come on.
International radio.
Navio.
I believe.
Why?
But
outside he said 2024.
He just dropped his.
Listen, school fees is important. I'm trying to get the money up. You know what I mean? Feed my family. So we can't just have stuff getting in the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, definitely. I eat off that too. You know what I mean? So the more, we all eat off each other's projects.
Yeah.
That's how it's set up. So no, man, I'm more than happy for that to drop tomorrow. Well, maybe like 2 weeks from now.
Oh.
Tomorrow next year.
Yes.
Tomorrow next year.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You've had a couple of projects out.
Yes.
You've been very busy.
Yes.
5 albums.
Yeah.
There's one.
This is the 6th.
Oh, yeah.
6th.
This is the 6th one. Before this one, 5 albums.
Yes.
1 8.
Yes.
Ooh.
My goodness.
Coke Studio Africa.
Man, twice, 2 years in a row.
How? Come on.
I know that was unfair, but
60 awards? Is it more than or 60?
I think it's more than now. What's the last one?
The Hip Hop Awards.
Rave
this year.
Hip. Yeah. I think it's 62, 63. I've stopped. I'm no longer counting.
And you're very humble. You don't call yourself the king or the legend.
Nah.
You just leave it to your fans.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh
He
my
does.
goodness.
Yeah.
How he does?
No, I do not.
Okay, please.
But
Spill the beans.
no.
Spill the beans.
You know what's crazy though? The fans always try to drag that back into the stuff. I think, let me declare it here. I am the king of East African hip hop. Are we happy now?
Yes.
No, but they always try to drag me in. You think about the time we started, right?
Yeah.
We started with Kalamashaka.
Ooh.
That's 22 plus years, right?
Yeah.
They were like, oh, who's the baddest? Then later on you have Juakali. Who's the baddest? No Nini. Who's the baddest? You have the AY, Mwenyewe. Who's the baddest in East Africa?
Yeah.
So I think for us, it's like the longevity alone.
Yeah.
Puts us in a different conversation.
Yeah.
But also, those guys are so dope at what they did.
Yeah.
There's no trick to what we're doing. We're literally just releasing music. You know what I mean? But I believe everyone has their roots and their way. And if you talk to all of these guys, all of them have come out of that or come into whatever they're doing. Even with calligraph, guys like, oh, Navio calligraph, should battle, And for me, I'm just always like, okay, let's hope whoever this is also stands the test of time. I want to see all of these artists last another 20 years, in the game. Because it gets lonely up here. So I want, we always want especially East Africa. We need those artists to show the rest of, of Africa what we're about. So
Before we go on a short break, your first album, Half the Legend.
Yes.
Half the Legend.
See?
Yeah?
You see?
Okay, I see.
Girl, are you a fan? I thought I saw a Navio tattoo on your right elbow, but I can't make out. Does that say Nivea or Navio?
To 2022.
Yes.
Vibes out the East.
Yes.
Tell me the journey from Half the Legend to 2022. Let's not even talk about the pandemic.
Yeah, my goodness. So pre that, in South Africa, heavy battles every other weekend, battling for money. in and out the clubs. Everyone from, people have been in those clubs. Zeus, Pro Kid is probably the most legendary, one of the most legendary battles that ever happened on the continent. Me versus Pro Kid. So I've come out of all of that, and then I come back to UG, and I realize, I see how far behind, not only how like my group has been affected by the distance, but me personally as well, as an artist. I'm like, okay, right now I want to get to that legendary space where people are talking about me in a certain light, but I know that I'm half the legend. I know that I'm halfway to where I want to get to. I've got the hits. I've had stuff, on all the channels, continentally. And Trace, thank you very much as well. But now it's time to, like, how do I get to the next level? How do I get classics? So I think that journey, went from that to African hustler music. Now I'm in hustle mode. How do I get out to the rest of Africa? How do I show them who I, what I am and what I do? Then the next is, okay, I'm getting out to the rest of Africa, but I need to be showing them what I do. So the next album is Pride. Pride in my people, what I do, pride in, what I stand for, my, whatever. And then by the time, I'm like, what? I'm pretty much legendary.
You got it. So, like, you're the one now.
Yeah, so I did The Chosen.
You see?
I did The Chosen. And by the time I came to Nairobi, actually, I saw 600 people in what's it called? Ebony Lounge, going crazy. I was like, I might be a legend. So album, The Chosen. That's where The Chosen comes out. And then, pandemic, all the drama. I decided to have the longest break I've ever taken, because my kids are born. So for my first 2 kids, I was in that African hustler mode.
Okay, makes sense.
Now,
that was 5 years. 5 years before the next album, right?
Yeah, about 3.
Yeah,
about 3. Yeah, 3 years, I think. 4 years. 4 years actually. So I, was with my 2 youngest kids, kind of taking up my first break ever from music. And I did Strength in Numbers to come back hardcore on the album. Got the Burna Boy remix. I got Calligraph. I got Ice Prince. I got The Myth. I got Flex. I got, who else did I have on the album? It was crazy.
Vanessa MD.
Like, it was just a monster of an album. I released it on April 25th, the day that lockdown starts, baby. So I've got the greatest album ever.
And we can't do anything.
You can't do anything
to promote it.
And remember, our lockdown is different from yours, right?
It's like no movement.
No movement.
Kwanzaa, you guys,
don't get out of your house.
You're in the house.
So the first 3 months.
Bike men were feeding the nation. You send your local bike man to go and pick you some fruits. That was it. So we come out of that with the pandemic. Amazing album. Keep trying to perform. Start moving into endorsement deals. Quite heavily. I won't mention any of the brands on here because I don't know who sponsors the show. But start doing a bunch of stuff with 4 or 5 brands. Come out of that, and I really now, when you put me back on stage, I had that, when you've held anyone underwater long enough, you're kind of exploding.
Just become a monster
with these emotions, you know what I mean, and things that I wanted to say. And I think that's when Vibes Out the East came. I was seeing all the trends that were happening. The rest of Africa open. SA, here as well, on and off. Nigeria, guys traveling to Europe and whatnot. I was like, man, we are on lockdown for almost 2 years straight. A year and a half, a year straight, we're on lockdown. It's crazy, So I had to let all of those emotions out. And also I wanted the next stamp that I was hearing in music to be from the East. So Vibes Out the East is really just taking stock of what else is happening, showing that we can hang with whatever else is happening, and saying, all right, East Africa, it's time to now create a sound and push that into the market. Same way as Amapiano came, and Congo came 15 years ago, and Niger came. We are now going to push a new vibe out the East and lead Africa, in the next wave.
Come on.
1 or 2.
Can we talk about the album?
Yes.
Wait, before you even say anything about it.
Yes.
The Myth.
Yes.
What do you think of the album?
Oh, no. You know what's funny? I believe we're each other's biggest critics because there's a standard we've set from 14, right? That we have to keep. So my last album is so bad. My last album also dropped in 2020 in September. His was April, mine was September.
It was a shutdown. It's called
Okay,
the
you guys in
Uganda.
the shutdown. Okay.
Man, also went number one, man. Like,
Yeah,
that was
also went number
a
one.
monster.
So
Hey, hands
so
down.
he was like, there, that's where you're going. Like that's what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
You know, and hearing his album, so initially it was an EP, then when I heard it, he kept playing for me songs, then I heard it. And I was like, yo, I think we were in the group and we're reviewing things and, hey, we need to do this. And I'm like, yo, but the album, they're like, can you get focus on the, on the thing?
We also took a studio into a hotel for a couple of
Yes.
days.
Oh, wow.
That
Yes,
was that.
so we just set
got
up with all the artists.
like 10 songs.
But I think it's dope. I like the rapping. It's
Yeah.
like there were some songs where I was just like, ugh, damn, I should have said that bar. You know, like when a rapper says something and you're like, that should have
Why
been
did I
mine.
think of that?
You know, so
2014 Nav. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2009 Nav.
Yeah, it was. It was like he was really in his bag. I like that. I like the collaborations. I don't feel like anything is forced.
Yeah.
When we're coming, it's crazy because when we're coming here, when we're leaving the airport, we're listening to the album, which we usually don't do. Like when we're in another country, we listen to the music from that country. Like, hey, what's playing? Who is hot? But we were like, nope, let's listen to us.
Hey.
You know, so that just lets you know we listen to the album. I think it's dope.
It's clearly a vibe.
It is.
Yo, tell us, it's not just vibe. What does vibe mean?
Okay, Vibes Out the East. The hashtag came about.
There we
Vote. You know what I mean? The vote. Hashtag Vibes Out the East. So I had like press people like pull up at the house that week because they thought I was gonna run for an office. You know what I mean? So they're like, "Oh, this guy's running for mayor." Because I was like, "Yeah, get ready to vote." So that kind of hyped up the album pretty nicely.
Yeah.
But Vibes Out the East is you know, it's that mode, you know, that the East has to be in. I think right now, finding that sound, committing to it, and leading the way.
All right, let's
leading
talk.
Africa.
Let's talk about Let's Do It before we wrap up everything. Yeah. A very
Invidi the storyteller.
Ooh,
Wow. Has he left the club right now? Where is he? Is he home? Is he home yet? No, he's just like, man, a bundle of positive energy. He is so talented and so dope. You know, it actually, you know, he can actually fall out of bed and do it, literally. You know, that burner boy, like I can literally roll out of bed and kill you on a song. You know what I mean? He's got that kind of vibe about him. It's from a very natural place. I think also the fact that low key he's half Ugandan.
I think he's full.
gives him that swag and presence. So it was a blessing, man, to get in with him. You know, I've done stuff on Pride with Sauti Soul before. We've got some unreleased material as well with Sauti Soul. But you know, when I linked up with this dude, I was like, man, we got to get something for the album. He is a vibe.
Yeah,
if you know, he's a whole
definitely.
vibe, and I'm doing an album called Vibes Out the East.
Yeah.
So we did a song called Let's Do It.
Yeah.
Song produced by arguably the top 3-4 producer right now as far as commercial music is concerned in Eugene Nassim. He produced the song and he doesn't produce for anybody right now. And Sasha did the video. It was like we literally did that within the space of like a weekend, you know, and flew back in for the video. You know, with their schedule and our schedule and whatnot. They also have signings with a big brewery, which I'm not going to mention. You know, so getting our schedules together was a little crazy. And we've, you know, had the pleasure of doing the song a couple of times. So Let's Do It is out right now.
Yeah.
Navio, Navio the storyteller. Let's Do It, or in Uganda they call it tukolele. Just lit, it's lit, light it up.
Oh yeah, that's
You know
what it means.
Yeah.
I thought it's just let's do it.
Nah, tukolele. There's tukolele.
Yeah.
And tukolele. So tukolele is actually, it's kind of a play on words.
So where can we? So where can we follow you online to keep up with the album?
So follow me online at Navio Music. That's Instagram, Twitter, Snap, and just Navio on Facebook. Follow me at Navio Music. Man, let's get acquainted. Kenya is my birthplace. Trace is worldwide.
There we go.
Everybody at Navio Music. Let's go.
I know that's right. The Myth. Where can we follow you online?
Oh, The Myth Music. Everywhere.
How did your
Everywhere.
tone just change, girl?
You ruined it in the break. That's how.
Listen, man. That tone just
No, the Myth Music everywhere. I'm not on Snap or TikTok. If you see me there, it ain't me.
Right, there we go, guys.